Okay, guys, Ben with KCT here. I'm losing my voice, but we're going to do this anyways. Now, a lot of people have said I talk too fast. I have pressured speech, which is talking too fast. Let it never be said that when my tens of fans want something from me, reluctantly, months later, I give it to them. Right now, I feel like I'm talking like James from TFB TV, which I'm pretty sure is still a sexuality. By sounding like him on Doggy Downers. I hope this comes across better to you than it sounds to me. Without further ado, let's get into my 5 least offensive top picks for this holiday season, especially in an era of supply chain issues and all that. So let's dig in. Guys, no doubt at your holiday of choice or lack thereof, you've probably had conversations with loved ones or people that you don't really love about things like the jab, how an aging, dementia-addled racist is supposed to save our country, whether the Second Amendment applies, the First Amendment applies to cell phones, to Twitter, all these things you probably encountered. And if you haven't, you probably will. So I want to give you guys an idea of what I think would be some really good gifts for people that have that Aunt Gertrude or Aunt Mabel or Uncle so-and-so who says he's a gun guy, but then he breaks out his double-barrel shotgun, breaks it over his shoulder, and tells you that everything you need to do with a gun, you can do with this. These people don't need to know that you're looking for a BCM bolt carrier group. They don't need to know that you want a V7 muzzle brake. Hell, they probably don't even know who Break Arms is. And that's sad. So what we're going to do is list off a couple things that I think are cool that you can ask for and probably even get from some of these people, and they won't think you're trying to start a militia. So, number 5, laser rangefinder. Why? Because you need to be doing some dry fire practice this winter, and this guy is going to help. Now, this is a red field. You're going to try to not talk nice and slow. It's a red field, and it's kind of a middle-of-the-road unit, but this one costs about $150 to $200, depending on what model that you get. And it just runs on a CR 2032 in the side here, which I don't want to pop off. Anyways, there we go. Oh no, it is. It's a. I'm glad I looked at that 123A, or no, CR2. Jesus Christ, you don't listen to this guy. I have a terrible cold, guys. I'm sorry. Always something with me though, right? So the reason why I say that you should get one of these is because if you are doing dry fire practice, you also should be building in a good zero for your rifle. Now, this is sort of AR-centric, but, you can use it for everything else. And if you have the land, and if you have the space, and if you can do it safely and legally, because God knows I'm not going to give you advice on the internet, you can, using this and basically leaning out your window, find a good place where you can get a 25, 50, whatever zero that you're looking at, again, safely, without endangering the public, without showing your gun to somebody. Just forget about all that. Anyways, if you're doing a zero, you should know how far it is, and you should know how to train with it. So this is a really good option because, otherwise, unless you want to pace it out to the tree in your yard, this is a little bit more convenient, especially when it's snowing. Okay, number 5. Okay, number 4, batteries. Yep, that's right. 123As, CR2s, the whole 9. A charger for them. This is an adjustable charger, and will allow you to pop in a CR2 and 123As with that longer socket there. So you can do both. This one only does the 123As, but it does much better because it's got a nice, cool little graphic wall charges to let you know how good these things are. So I personally prefer the Elebase brand, and I buy these things all the time from eBay, from Amazon, every time that I can get a hold of them. And right now, and most days, you can find them about $16 for $30. So not that bad for rechargeable. Most of the time, they will come with a charger, so you guys are good to go on that. You put a car kit in there, and just run these things on the go. Excuse me. Things to do for you guys. Anyways, if you're practicing, if you're doing dry fire, you got to be running your optic, you got to be running your light. You have both of those, right? So you do something like this, don't burn out your dad's Duracells. You know, he bought those things, and he swear to God, he still have them when he dies. Don't do that to him. The good thing is, too, is that these are not, you know, standard battery sizes, which means your girl won't borrow these when I'm away. So, win-win. All right, moving on. Number 3. Number 3, very simply, a laser rangefinder. Crazy, right? I know. But this is a mid-10, I believe it is. And very, very nice thing. The build quality is really good on this. This is in for review. The laser that generates is really nice. You actually have a very, very large beam there, especially like you see like it's further out, but it drives cats absolutely insane. Much better than your traditional cat bothering device. But the nice thing about this is they have these little collars here, and those allow you to use this on different size firearms, caliber. So each one of these is a different collar size, and that means that it will fit into different bores. And this thing tells you all what goes where. Right now I just have the 5.56 in there right now because that's probably what I'll be using mostly. And it allows you to, well, I'll just show you real quick. Yeah, poor chair. I know. Lose some weight, man. Okay. Oh, that PWS though. I'm not making with that anymore. I'll slide that in there. As you can see, it stays right in there. There's no wobble to it. Now so you can turn it and still what. So if you are going to be doing some dry fire stuff and you are working that you're on your 0, you have your laser rangefinder, you really owe it to yourself to get one of these, especially to, you know, doing like some CQB stuff. Actually run that on your gun and see where your holes are. If you're one of those people that doesn't understand what a mechanical offset is. But yeah, guys, this is like less than $20 for this whole thing. And again, I can use that 300 blackout, I can use 5.56, AK, you know, pretty much anything that's a center fire, non-shotgun caliber is going to be good to go. A little battery compartment here that they actually pop out. They give you extra batteries, a nice little screwdriver for God knows what reason, and all the little collars that you could ever use, besides that one that you wear in those pictures like you do. Anyways, guys, I think this is a really good value. Again, it's a mid-10. It is here for a review. I did buy it with my own money. So we'll see. I mean, if it sucks, I'll definitely let you guys know. But something like this, being able to go, and especially if you have a lot of guns, like I've, you know, 6 or 7 rifles right now, I should probably go through and re-zero. It's nice to have something where I can roughly, you know, get a good bore sight going on. Obviously, it's not going to be completely 100% one-to-one, so you're going to want to go out and run it on some paper before you really, you know, want to run that gun. But still, I mean, $20 to get your accuracy while it's snowing like crazy out. I'm from Michigan, so, you know, shit sucks. But yeah, so guys, like that. I think it's a great idea. You know why? Because I came up with it. Number 2, the Real Avid AR-15 tool. Now they've got like 5 different versions of it. This is like the old school one. This is like the first big one they came out with. Personally, I like this one. I've tried some of the other ones. They are pretty cool too. But the reason why you ever want to buy one of these, or even the smaller tool, and I'll show you that pretty soon, because you're probably familiar with smaller tools if you're watching this channel. So the real reason to own one of these is the scrapers that it has. This right here is worth its weight in gold. And it cleans your firing pin, it cleans your bolt tail, your carrier, anything that is essentially your related to your bolt carrier group. This thing will take care of right here. And I mean, even this little piece right here, you pop it in the bolt tail, and then they rotate this thing around. I know, sorry guys, and it takes all the carbon right off the ass out of your bolt. That's great. I used to have the little version of this. I bought the big version. You guys can't go wrong with this. If you are using, you know, fucking flathead screwdrivers and X-Acto knives and, you know, razor blades and toothbrushes, you're doing it wrong. Just get one of these. On top, you got your little punch there that you replace. And then this actually locks into here. And This is to clean out the inside of your bolt carrier. So these little notches actually clean out all the carbon and shit that's in there. On top of that, yes, there's a bunch of other crap that's on here. This is supposed to be your bolt override tool. I've never used it because I have fingers. But flip out your little gadget dick. You get this little thing for screwing stuff in, and the whole thing has screw bits, double-ended, of course, like you like. Glass punch right here. Oh yeah, there it is. You got your knife, your knife, all sorts of shit in there. And then it, morphs like a good ass GoBot and turns into a pair of pliers with some snips and shit. So, personally, I love this thing. I wish I'd gotten one years soon. Wow, that sounded terrible. Years sooner than I had. But I was a creature of habit. Exactly why it's so cheap. This thing retails for around $60, and it's worth every penny. Absolutely. Comes in this awesome little carry case here. They refer to it as ballistic nylon. I believe it does include a front sight post adjuster for the A2 and the A1, I think it is. So one's at the 5 D10s and one's at the 4. Throw your mag pole, your little key in there for your plastic sights and shit. And you're good to go. So, guys, you should be cleaning your guns at some point. If you don't, no, this will help you start. So definitely recommend this. This is one of the best things I've tried for the AR, and got it for review, and I've had this thing for probably 8 years, and it's just phenomenal. So, all right, number 1. And number 1, it is a shot block. In fact, this is specifically a rifle block. Now, when I got this, I went out and bought it. So, but still, I found it later around the house, and I thought it was my order from the other website. It wasn't. It wasn't. This is something firearms related. Essentially what this is a chamber flag that you can dry fire through. And so it sounds stupid and simple, and it really is. So all you gotta do, take your yard. I think I do different calibers. This is for barrels up to 21 inches. Or, well, 20-inch barrels would be 21, so stick out the front still. Go ahead. Add that bolt to the rear. And just like so many videos you probably watched on the other part of the internet, you just slide that in there and just, the human body, it's going to take it. So, as you see, it's kind of protruding right in there. Just go grab that. Oh, snug it up against the chamber. Oh, it's so good. Now, So basically, yes, I know this is stupid, right? Why do I have a big orange thing hanging outside of my gun when I want to dry fire practice? Well, I'm glad you asked that carefully placed internet straw man. First of all, the big thing is that a lot of people are getting into the AR-15 or other guns simply because we're in an area of time where we're being told that we can't. And if you are ever being told that you shouldn't be self-reliant, you should probably be self-reliant in some cases. So a lot of newer shooters are sitting there, and a lot of people I've talked to, they want to dry fire, but they are deathly afraid that they might screw something up. They might put a magazine in that has live ammo. I tell them, hey, just do this in a room that you do not ever allow live ammo in. Have some dedicated training mags. But for a lot of people, it's just a thought that they could be chambering around, especially if they're not familiar with the gun. I want them to dry fire. But if they're too scared to, they're not going to do it right, and they're just going to start building bad habits. In this case, because we have this, we do know that it's not possible to chamber around. So, and I don't know if I'll be able to see this very well on camera, but probably not. But anyways, you won't be able to chamber around because this thing's here. So you see it pop back out there. Now, so normally if you have a chamber flag, it's just stick out here, so you can't really dry fire with it. Again, this is something that, even though I've been shooting for years, I do appreciate the fact that it is something where I can sit there and do this and not be concerned that, I have a new son, I don't want him running around seeing stuff, but, not worried that he's on the other side of a wall while I'm trying to dry fire. So again, you need to be aware for your place. But, and there's always a but, that is not the big part of this. Oh no, wait, there's more. The real claim to fame on this thing is the fact that the system is actually a series of inserts. Now, I'm going to pop this one out because they're orange, and I have orange followers. I just had a Donald Trump joke. What is that Donald Trump joke? There we go. Okay. I should show you that magazine without an orange flower. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful P-Mag. Very happy. So, these little blocks here are designed to fit in the mag and stop a round from chambering where you actually having live ammo in the magazine. And you go ahead and push it in there like you do, and then push it straight back like you like, and it locks into place. Now, because this keeps this down, it also allows the bolt to slide past without engaging the bolt stop. Why is that cool? Well, because you can actually rack your gun and you don't have to actually drop the bolt again. So if you're sitting there doing dry fire practice and you have a magazine in your gun and you run it and the magazine's empty, obviously, doofus, it's going to go ahead and it's going to stop on the follower, and hold that bolt open. Then you're going to need to, if you have a bad lever, or whatever, hit the ping pong paddle. No, you don't have to. Now that sounds like, oh God, what a waste of time and money. Well, it's great because you actually can simulate a full mag with an empty mag. So when you go to do your reloads, you don't have to sit there and go, oh, well, oh God, well, there's actually nothing in here. It's going to stop when I go ahead and drop it. No. So it's really nice that you can run several mags through this and not worry like, okay, well, if I want to, do up drills, do I have to keep popping my mag out, run the charging handle through it, putting the mag back in, or holding my bad lever down so that I can keep the follower down and all that shit. And it just stays right out of the way, and it keeps it from ever having a round possibly being able to be chambered. And of course, this would stop it from ever being fired because it's a big orange plastic dildo that's stuck in the deep, deep crevices of your star chamber. This is getting really bad. Anyways, guys, that I think is great, and it's like $17. So, if you guys are dry firing, and you should be dry firing, having a safety system, like, I don't like chamber flags, personally. It makes me feel like I'm going to go play airsoft or something. But I do recognize it as a good thing, especially newer shooters. So having the extra layer of safety, having that extra layer of, I'm not going to worry about it, especially as a newer shooter, you don't have to sit there and go, oh God, what if my gun goes off? I can't, as long as you use this thing correctly. And they'll tell you too, just go ahead and trim it wherever you'd like. If you're using 16-inch guns, it's probably the longest flash hider I'm going to have. So you can or you can't, it's up to you. But either way, now you have a way to dry fire and know the gun is safe and know the gun is not going to be picking up extra rounds. Again, this is a, there we go. So again, these guys have like a red follower, orange follower, so you kind of see where it's a little bit harder to see that. So I'm going to be using different magazines for my training mags because I don't want to look down and go, oh yeah, sure, it's fine. And then all of a sudden realize, hey, that block wasn't in there. Anyways, guys, I'm losing my voice. It's getting super late. Thank you for checking out the video. Guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And you know what? Comment in the comments and talk in the talking section. Put in there your least favorite thing to talk about during holiday dinners, and we'll see if we can't stir up a good argument. Guys, you've been wonderful. I've been Ben. That's all I got for you. See you.